Many of our customers are either in the process of looking at live or linear content, or some of them have already launched some initiatives in that area. There's probably two key things that they need to be thinking about and that we're trying to assist. One, which is the monetization aspect. Obviously, taking content that was, that is on broadcast, putting it now on digital. There's certainly issues around content rights, but there's issues around how do you monetize that? How do you ensure that putting this content out for the viewers makes sense? And so for them, a lot of it is driven through advertising. So one of those pieces, and this kind of goes back to what we talked about before, is how do you ensure that our customers can monetize these linear experiences? Is this new ad inventory that they have to sell that's separate from broadcast, or is this part of broadcast? So there's a lot of different pieces that they need to work out, but what Brightcove needs to do and what we're focused on is making it easier for them to choose which approach is right. Do they need to support national ads, local ads? Do they need to support the exact same ad load that's on broadcast, or do they need to repeat all of that in digital? Do they need to do blackouts because of certain content rights issues? Those are all the pieces that we want to ensure that we can enable so that our customers can make the right business decision. The second piece of that is more technology, which is the question around devices and reach and engagement. In 2013, we've seen an increase in devices. So that issue of device fragmentation, I think many of us had hoped that it was going to decline this past year with the announcements of Chromecast, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, even the Bravia Smart Stick. Fragmentation continues to grow. Even with Android, you have a new version of Android that's rolling out, but you still have a lot of users on very old 2.x versions, which creates a very bimodal OS support. But when you also think about Android, not only do you have just regular Android, you have Kindle, which Amazon kind of owns as a separate sub-segment platform. And then you also have Samsung, which had its first Worldwide Developers Conference this year. And they're pushing for, in many ways, their own version of Android. So you have fragmentation within Android as a platform. And so part of what we need to do with our customers is help them achieve reach across any of those platforms so that it's not a technology issue. It's more of how do they want to run their business, what's the right monetization model, and what are the right platforms that they want to focus on to reach their users. In 2013, we saw a lot of interest from our customer base in live events as a new content type, and not specific to media companies. So marketing companies, enterprises that believe that taking live events and being able to, in a cost-effective and easy manner, distribute that content to their user base creates a new appointment type of viewing, as well as an ability to monetize. It could be indirectly through brands, or it could be branding, or it could be through traditional advertising. But we've seen that a lot with marketing companies as well as enterprise. In 2014, because those companies are able to, again, more easily create, produce, and distribute that live event content, we see that growing. And not only does it create more content from a live model, but you're able to then take that live event and repurpose it as VOD. The second area of growth that we see in 2014 is this concept of mobile first or digital first. In 2013, we saw a lot of our customers say that a majority or near majority of their customer base was coming from mobile apps versus desktop. And so we see that as a big shift. And we think it's a pretty fundamental shift that's happening between 2013 and 2014, which means that our customers really need to think of their users as a mobile audience. They're not sitting in front of a computer at work. They could be sitting outside in their backyard watching or consuming on a mobile app. They could be sitting on their couch. It could be a smartphone as they're walking to the subway. And so as our customers think about content, as they think about monetization, they really have to design for mobile first. And we also believe that many companies will start to think of that not just from a technology and distribution point of view, but also from a content point of view. So you have some companies already, like Disney, Viacom has made some hints at this as well, that they will be producing content, and most of these were for kids, but trialing this first mobile only, and then potentially bringing that to broadcast. So we see that trend of digital first, mobile first in terms of reach and content as being a big theme for 2014. There's still a lot of difficulties and a lot of challenges in terms of device fragmentation, browser inconsistencies with mobile web. There's a lot of progress that's being made. But for customers that really need to focus on a very strong, innovative user experience, if they have very specific ad requirements or content security requirements like DRM, at this point, mobile applications are really the only mechanism to deliver that type of unique user experience.